to really enable the whole team, I feel like RRQ have the tools available to really hardcore pressure EVOS and prevent them from really having a lot of momentum in the early game.
Lineup rating favors the White Tigers here for game number 1. So take that with what you will. We'll see exactly how the players actually implement and execute their game plan in the game. So ladies and gentlemen, once again, a rivalry that transcends generations. Welcome to the second classic derby of MPL ID Season 15. It's RRQ and EVOS.
Will it be revenge or repeat? Will RRQ be able to repeat their success in leg number 1? Or will the Tigers climb out of that 7th place position in the standings with Erlan on the Moskov? In the mid lane already, a skirmish happening. Revitalize used up key. Caught in the bad spot, but it's prio for RRQ.
That's the wave you're talking about, especially with EDOC actually on the high loss. That's a whole different look. It won't be as dynamic, but Toy with the Kimi in the gold lane, applying a lot of pressure there towards Erlan. Remember, that's another extra pick-off tool that RRQ can use. So EVOS, they gotta be a bit more careful. But right now, especially if they are on curve, I think the Kalia is a stronger engage tool compared to the high loss, obviously. Before level 4 though, I think EVOS have to try and find something here before these diversions from RRQ start making their presence known.
That's a big problem, right? Because technically both teams are kind of reliant on that level 4, right? Kalea with the Tsunami Slam will get that at level 4, but on the other side, like you mentioned, they are going to have to be aware of that level 4 power spike to hit for the side of Rins. We're taking a look at, wait a second.
No stun on, oh, Yin Yang reaction, catching all of them, Albert caught in the shadow kill. Sutsujin already with a double.
That's the damage that we were talking about in the drafts, especially against a Suyo that doesn't have as much protection against magic damage. Luo Yi's base with the Yin Yang reaction, it does that much damage. Now Albert has to kind of fall because of that in the early portion of the game. Going back to the emblems, we saw a lot of tenacities uniquely for the side of RRQ.
I mean, they're for sure expecting a brawl with this kind of composition. They are the ones trying to make the game messy all across the board. Dairon though went with the support emblem, if I saw it correctly, but look at this now. Whoa!
First shatter missing. That's gonna be Albert winning the retreat battle though. Eda caught on the bad spot. Now Dairon able to get a punch in. Flickers out the safety. Reggie still wants to go for more. That pathway really gave EVOS an entrance.
Interesting chain of events. Albert being able to pick up the neutral objective, and it looks like they're utilizing that pressure to look for something else on the map. Despite Toy having a better time against Erlan because of the range, EVO still want to try and punish that. Suelo already rotating towards the bottom side of the map.
EDOC will spot them out though. Won't really be going for a play. Oh, diversion.
Suelo caught on the bad spot. The quad shadow does land. Yin Yang reaction. Not there just yet. Rins. Uh-oh, has to purify, but you cannot purify out of the Soul Sever. Albert on the board.
Interesting move there. RRQ get in position, but then it seems like they saw the amount of people, the amount of players for EVOS congregating around that area and decided to bail. Unfortunately for Rins though, on a hero like the Luo Yi, you can't really go anywhere once you've committed that far deep. So EVOS, they won the neutral objective steal, and now they had a gold advantage despite RRQ laying down that pressure.
So yeah, exactly. Like the chain of events for RRQ was already really, really good. And I guess maybe Rins wanted to go for the gamble, but it's actually been able to put the White Tigers, EVOS here, back on the board, equalizing the early game pressure that RRQ had been able to put. Talent prediction by Gope. We're hearing a lot of oohs in the MPL arena. It looks like, what? Oh,
Mr.
Papulong
Pulong
and Mirko.
Yeah.
For
Part of the Pulong
EVOS.
train now.
Oh.
But it's not because I'm anti-RRQ, unlike Pulong apparently. I really think EVOS have a shot.
I feel like whenever it's the classic derby we're talking about, it somehow always feels like there is a shot. Even when both teams are at their lowest, they find some way to show up. But look at Erlan getting shredded down here. This Kimi is an absolute bully in the lane. But now EVOS make the play onto the turtle.
Rin's gonna be spotted as well. Now glorious pathway into the back line. Albert will be able to jump in forward, but it's gonna be, oh wow, still a retreat win. Got the bad spot. Oh, still revitalized. Albert will be taken down. Sutsujin on a killing spree, but now the leftovers are there for Reggie, and onward to lock EDOC down, and it's a kill back. Turtle and a kill. Sutsujin though, will get the purple buff.
Well, you might be right here. I mean, looking at how things have progressed, Reggie gets caught.
Oh, Reggie, this one is an interesting move. Flickers out, Dyron. He's gonna walk up again.
Oh.
That's a flicker and a pin down. Reggie's still able to get the Earth Shatter down, but Dyron just recalls on him down below. Not even a kill. Key! Cut down by Toy, slowly but surely getting rid of that HP bar. Diversion. Dyron and Rins takes it. Erlan is able to escape with Key.
So the diversion really isn't used to be sneaky to set up something without being seen. It's really used just for quick rotations here. Spear of Destruction, but it won't be taken. Hopefully not. RRQ are gonna try and pressure for this bottom turret, but they won't be allowed to. All things considered, against the notorious Sutsujin Hayabusa, against a diversion, with Toy bullying Erlan in the lane, EVOS isn't doing too bad with 2 turtles to their name.
Absolutely, they're trading back really, really well. The fact that Sutsujin has been unable to get the neutral objectives early, and the Suyo commit actually lands them the neutral objectives, it's going according to plan for EVOS. We're looking at already 1 item under the belt of Erlan, despite being in that lane against the Kimi. Only a 200 gold lead. Wait a second.
Jumps to the back. There's a Purify there. He's gonna be stunned up as well. Now he's gonna take it down. Toy picks up the kill. Reggie with the Primal Wrath already. 1-0 for RRQ.
All-in trade with a lot of ultimates used there. But against RRQ right now, with the Glorious Pathway and Revitalize combo, it's just a bit too much there. Key, unfortunately, has to fall. The Purifiers were available for RRQ, so that is something that EVOS really have to time really, really well. Because the fights are going to go differently depending on who doesn't really have a Purify available on the side of RRQ.
Absolutely. You can see Sky Piercer already built in for Toy, as well as second item.
Sway low is able to escape. There's no instant initiator. Sutsujin on the claw channel and the shadow kill on Reggie. Oh, Primal Wrath cancel! Dyron! Wow, he got the shot, he got the punch before that. Dyron though, now no fist crack. Tsunami Slam locking him down. Still, Albert will be the one forced to get out of the situation. Sutsujin with his first turtle this game. It's gonna be a turret though, taken by the minions up top. Dyron, again, locking Key. He won't be able to jump out of this one. Toy, first sack on the Sky Piercer, a tier 1 in the mid lane, and a diversion down below. Erlan, can you escape? Has to purify, will be able to purify, but not from the damage. Edok gets the kill. That's a diversion, responded over. Now it's gonna be Rins, caught in the bad spot. Reggie, Primal Wrath over. Dyron with the pin down, but it's only on to 2, and it's gonna be Sway low. Who's still in the back? Dyron low, Sutsujin! Killing spree, Sway low! Whoa, with a flicker! And it's a shutdown for Reggie and a Maniac!
What in the world is going on? That was a long-drawn skirmish. 4 members from the side of RRQ taken out. Albert and Erlan as well. Who was that worth it for?
It's hard to tell. I mean, RRQ got the gold lead so far with all that happening. Let's take a look at the replay first, presented by the official tournament smartphone. It's a full-on dive towards Erlan here. He lived for a bit too long, and then here Rins, the main damage dealer in the early game, gets taken out immediately. But look at what happens here. The fact that the Primal Wrath was popped by Reggie, and he's able to just free hit the whole time here. Gets a Maniac, gets a shutdown. He's not gonna be the main carry though in the late game, so the fact that he has 6 kills to his name is kind of insane. Sutsujin has 4. So, I mean, when you look at it that way on who gets the kills, I gotta say, it might be worth it for RRQ.
Have we seen an EXP lane pick up a Maniac this season?
I don't think so.
Right?
I don't remember any so far off the bat. So yeah, that's definitely an impressive moment there. But you're seeing both teams really willing to just go toe-to-toe and keep going for those fights. RRQ wanted to play that calculated style. They pushed the wave below, they rotated with the diversion. I think that play by EVOS really caught them off guard there. They failed to notice that part of the reason why they won so hard was that Sway Low did not have a combat ultimate. Now with the Lord up, they're already getting bursted down. RRQ.
They're trying to blitz it. Reggie looking for a play, doesn't have the flicker. Key will jump in, but won't be able to get a trade. EVOS lose out on the Lord. RRQ, 2,000 gold ahead.
All right, 9 minutes in, we're looking at how the tides have shifted quite a bit. And it's a wonder, right? There's a young man from the Philippines that really dislikes the Valentina blind, but this is exactly the value that the Valentina can have in the game, right? The fact that Soylo was able to utilize that diversion to create something of an equal trade with RRQ has been insane.
Ooh.
And the fact is, with this Lord push, they can actually try and look for something similar.
So far, really good by EVOS. They're able to actually get the Lord low enough for it to not take down the tier 2. And RRQ haven't really managed the waves where it could actually shove in altogether. Albert was able to control up top. Reggie now looking for a position, does have the flicker, might be looking for it. Earth Shatter only knocking up the purple buff. EDOC not looking for the sun. Reggie with the backward.
Oh!
Uh-oh. Key able to find Rins. He does have the Purify, so Nami-san coming down with the Purify already used on Sway Low. Put down the glorious pathway. Tyrant. Key with the flicker out.
Really respecting the potential there for the catch of RRQ. Man, RRQ though are using this, again, the divergence just for quick rotations to really get a footing in the jungle of EVOS. So despite the fact that it's kind of equal, look at that pick-off attempt there. Man, the Kimi is a very underrated engage tool, and I think a lot of people really need to start respecting it a bit longer, especially with the kind of follow-up that RRQ have in this game. EVO's got to be really, really careful.
So much that you would consider it as first pick prio?
I don't know if I would go that far, but I'm talking more about the engage potential there. It's great because it can be flexed as well, right? I don't think any of us were really expecting a Toy retarding it. Erlando
Purifies out of the way. Tier 2 taken down. That's a stolen one from Swaylo. He's only able to catch EDOC though, so for RRQ, it's all fine and dandy. A win. 4,000 gold lead now.
All they need to do is hold on to this. Swift Trinity already built in for Erlan. Is that enough for them to look for a comeback?
I think the issue right now is that Erlen hasn't really been able to walk up and deal damage reliably thus far. No real big moment for him to actually output all that damage just yet. Because even in a fight, all his basic attacks can kind of, you know, go through the whole team. So they can't really frontline. Reggie though gets caught.
Has the flicker, will be able to flicker out to safety. But that is another resource burnt out diversion. Where is it going? Up top it will be. Sitsukin takes the purple buff away from Albert. Key. Tsunami Slam over to Dyrant. Will they be able to follow up in time? Dyrant is going to be taken out by Albert, who gets the execution. Will run the wrong way though. Sway Low takes the glorious pathway. Not a good trade for EVOS. XP for jungle.
Uh-oh, no retribution means that they should be happy to let this go, right? EDOC looking for a zone.
Whoa, he gets chunked quite low. Key jumps into the midst of it. Also, Sejin able to look for the quad shadow. Won't be able to go for the shadow kill. Now it's gonna be Key still in the back. Reggie dealing so much damage. That's a Purify out from Ridge. Reggie taking very low. Gets a shutdown in the bottom side of the map. And RRQ, all of a sudden, they're the ones on the back foot.
2-for-1 trade there. Well, 2-for-0 rather. And that's going to be another reset for the neutral objective take. You saw that Toy was doing his best as well to take members of EVOS down. But unfortunately, even with that, they were unable. Maybe now with the Divine Glaive, things could end up differently.
Uh-oh. Key's looking for another Tsunami Slam. Lord held down by EVOS. This should be free unless Siren is somehow able to make a crazy play happen. Diversion coming down with a Tsunami Slam as well. That's going to be Rinse and Ida walking up. Albert with Retribution, securing it now. Reggie caught in that reaction. Toy gets the shutdown. EVOS, the call is to back away, and they will just lose their frontliner in Reggie.
And that's a great play by EVOS right there. RRQ, despite getting Albert, I really feel that I feel like they failed to recognize that they use almost all of their ultimates right there. EVOS still had theirs up for the fight, so they went in to try and stop RRQ, and RRQ obliged them in a fight because they felt they have the man advantage perhaps, and that's where they started really losing in that fight. With that sway of events now, EVOS has the Lord. It will get cleared out though, so it's still not the worst case scenario for RRQ, but they have definitely lost a lot of momentum off the back of that sequence of events.
It was a 3,000 plus gold lead earlier on. That's a diversion play from RRQ. Some damage onto Rins, but not too much to take him down. But going back to the gold lead, shrunken down to only 1,600, 1,800 here, and making it even bigger possibility for the White Tigers to come back. Swaylo opted for Divine Glaive on top of everything as well.
There's just a Wishing Lantern too on the Valentina. I'm not sure if that's the usual item we see. Idok though.
Swaylo able to get out. The Earth Shatter to disengage. And EVOS. Oh, Swaylo gets caught. Doesn't have the flicker. Doesn't have the dashes anymore. But there's no follow-through from RRQ. Bottom lane still pushing in. Both teams slowing it way down.
So why do you think the Wishing Lantern was built for Suelo?
I think he wanted to actually be a real threat to Tyrant and EDOC in the early game. Because before Erlan can really shred them down there, it's up to the Valentina, the mid laners, to really output that damage. So I think that's where that itemization comes through. Now though, with the Divine Glaive as well, you know, to tanky or squishy members alike, Suelo is going to be doing a ton of damage right here. Looking at the gold distributions here between Toy and Erlan, so far, I mean, all things considered, I feel like Erlan, you know, has damage, but I really feel like Toy really is a lot further along in his itemization. Went to the Sky Piercer as well, so it's definitely oh man, whoa.
To look for a turret in the mid lane. The Queller lands on Rins. He's able to clear it out. Tsujin scouting in the bush. Finds Reggie. But again, that ain't no target. He backs away.
Well, now we're back into this, we're in this situation, Mirko, like you were talking about earlier, about how EVOS are able to withstand the early game methodical play, and now we're in the late game. This is the red condition. Reggie gets jumped on. We'll be backing away. Both teams really hesitating on the full-on engage now, knowing what is at stake. 10 seconds into the Lord is in the map.
At this point, honestly, it could swing in either side, to either side. Sutsujin 15, Albert 15. These resources are all up. We're seeing Suelo go for
Tsujin.
Hylos again.
Whoa. EDOC going in all alone. Gets chunked. Glorious pathway. Cutting them off now. Or Shadow in the back. Toy will be able to escape. Reggie will go for the onward. Rins gets taken out by Albert. Who's going to be caught in the back spot. That's going to be Shadow kill over. Tsujin taking him away. Suelo going to be caught. Toy going crazy. Erlan on Tsujin. Gets the immortality. But it's going to be the quad champion will escape. Now Erlan against 2. Will they be able to take this away? Erlan picking up the kill. And Toy gets the shutdown. Toy with a maniac. And it's a wipeout for the Kings.
16 minutes wiped out. Sutsujin and Toy, the members left from the kingdom. They're going for the end here.
Should be over. RRQ on it. The cannon minion will be enough. And RRQ take the game 16 minutes and 58 seconds.